Hello and welcome to Hard Way Learning, where we look stupid so you don't have to. Today we are working on a 2021. It's a JL Wrangler. We are turning this into this, except instead of it being on the passenger side, it's going to be on the driver's side.
That's what we're doing.
So we're going to take all this off and put it on that side?
No. We're going to take that old plasticky stuff off and put on good old American metal.
American metal?
American.
Are you sure that's where it
I am very positive it's not, but it sounds good.
Alright, first things first. We gotta get in here. There's some 10 millimeters. 1, 2, 3. Is it just 3?
No, there's just 3. It's just 3. I think everything else is clips.
Yeah, those clips come out super easy. You think this side's gonna go a lot faster than the other side?
I think this side's gonna go a lot faster because I think we have the right parts. We had a little trouble on the other side with the quality of the pieces that were picked to put in the box of our Fender kit from Rough Country.
This is a DV8 JL
JL Z6, yeah. Fender kit and a Rough Country inner liner, Fender liner kit.
So this is a fully custom install because I don't think these are designed to really go together.
Mixed manufacturers?
Yeah, we're doing something above and beyond here, really.
But it's a Jeep thing. I mean, that's what a Jeep thing does.
That is a Jeep thing.
All right, clip time.
So now you're gonna try to get these Christmas trees out. There's a handful of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I mean, the fact that they come out is going to happen, but whether they come out intact or not is...
But it doesn't matter.
Is that was part of the question.
But that's a good thing to know, that it does not matter if they're intact because you do not reuse anything. So whatever means of force you need to take things out, you're allowed to.
In that case...
In that case, it comes out perfect. Without any issue. I think that's the first one.
None of mine came out that easily.
That's our first one I ever pulled out that was that easy.
2 hours later.
It's just...
There's a little button right here.
No bolts, no bolts, no bolts.
Is this a bolt? There's one more bolt that was hidden.
Oh yeah, right there and then right there. We're gonna lose our tool bench up here though.
That's too bad. They were kind of giving up some tool bench square footage with these new Fenders.
So, big safety glasses.
Yeah, these things, these clips come flying out at you at 100 plus miles an hour.
I don't know how the boys in Toledo put these things in, but when you take it off, she's a process. This. That is the worst sound ever.
They basically all broke.
Now you have all these out. Very important safety glasses.
Man, you can really see them here better now.
It's a Jeep thing. I mean, that's pretty cool just like that. You remember the process, pop these out? Did we use this metal one?
Yeah, you don't want to use the metal one. It's going to scratch your paint up. And you're going to have to get back in there with...
Yeah, did I think I might have pinched those in the back or something.
And the ones that can pinch you. Ouch. I don't think you could do that on the other side. Maybe it's the rear I'm thinking of. Yeah. These will be reusable.
If you can find them.
So on the passenger side, we disconnected. There's a bunch of the center pop pin things.
Don't wreck those.
Those ones are easy to use, and you don't want to wreck them because you will need to put them back in. But that just gives you a little bit of room to pull the grill away, because we had to do some grinding in here, and it was shooting sparks into the grill, and we had to cover that up a little bit. So that's what we're doing over here.
So we take this bracket off because this bracket will interfere with the fender. It's got nothing to do with the inner liners. It's all about the fender. The fender comes out. You reuse this bracket and bolt to it. This one.
Where'd you get that saw?
It's Masterforce, Menards.com. We're ready to do this. Now look for anything explosive because we're gonna make lots of sparks.
Do we want to bring the explosive stuff closer?
Farther if we could.
Okay.
But we run a clean shop here, so no problem.
Alright, so this part I don't even know was in the instructions, but
We don't have instructions for the fenders, remember?
So this is how we just protect ourselves from overspray.
Cut off the grinder.
This is how you want to assemble your overspray protection.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of cardboard, a little bit of cloth material, a little bit of tape material. And then what color is that?
Stops Rust Reformer from Menards.
Is that the Jeep color code?
This is a Jeep color code. Now, this won't match, but this is an area where you can't see it.
Well, I can see it right now.
You won't in the future. The body guy will in the future when he repairs the crash damage. But this is just for prevention of rust in the future. You never want to leave exposed metal to the element. Rust is a car's enemy, and it's a sad thing that rust has done to a lot of cars.
I think we're the car's enemy.
So this is the inner liner. The key to this whole inner liner are these, what would you call these, Kyle? They're
Snap nuts.
snap nuts. And the snap nuts go anywhere basically you can't get a bolt nut onto if you put a bolt in. So this bracket, which is in the middle, these hidden ones here, and this hidden one here, that's a bracket for the front. It actually goes in pretty quick. So you put those in and we'll figure out which holes to put them on. You get those mounted in and then we'll put the big panel in on top of that. This extra cover here, Rough Country, this is to fill this gap of the shock and spring opening. If you have a different style shock with a extra, what's that called? The thingamajigger that you provides extra oomph for the shock?
Shock.
Reservoir, remote reservoir, I think. Then you don't have room for this. But since we don't have that, we just got the Rough Country lift kit in there. That actually fills that gap a bit. And this is pretty cool because it actually has a red liner that we'll put in later. Did we go through this whole exercise on the other side?
I thought we had behind, in between.
We did. It goes like that. Maybe that's part of our problem. No, that's perfect. Okay, so this, and then slide down like this. Then all of a sudden you have a hole to screw to, or nut to screw to.
Yeah, it would have to go behind.
Yeah, it has to go behind.
Has to go behind.
We have a little confusion over what's this called versus what this is called.
Button head screw.
There we go. There was a little confusion in the instructions that it was not that clear to us at 11 o'clock last night.
We're not very good.
Oh, yeah, or paying attention. And honestly, we don't quite understand why sometimes you use one versus the other. The secret though is, hey, there's a trick here. So you go and mount all this in there, and then you mock it all up, and you tighten it all down, and then you find out for the fender, you gotta take it all back off. So we are smart, and we're just gonna kind of mock everything up, and then figure which ones can stay with fender going on, versus which ones are gonna come right back out. So we're just trying to show you there are 2 holes, but then that third hole towards the front, not there. So in order to mount that bracket, we'll actually mount that with the button head. That button head will just butt up against the inside of the fender.
And you think that'll cause like any sort of
Absolutely.
wear?
Absolutely.
That's good. That looks kind of rough country.
Yep. And it's a cheap thing. This metal
It's a cheap thing.
is thick. There ain't no way none of that's gonna wear out.
Probably 1/8 inch thick, huh?
Oh, it's at least an 1/8. We're just gonna mock this up. This one's gonna stay in. This one, remember, goes in and out. Now this one has a neat little invention. What do you call it, King Kyle? Cage nut.
Oh, rib nut.
Rib nut that Kyle's gonna install. I think we installed several of these in here. Both of those holes are used.
So that whole thing gets cage nuts.
And
Does this all
actually,
get cage
that
nuts?
gets cage nuts.
This gets cage nuts here.
Yeah, those 2 get cage nuts. So you gotta put those on quick. Remember, alright, so this one gets mocked up temper-like. So,
But that's going to be held on by the fender.
yeah, so remember we gotta do your rib nuts here. You wanna mark these or not, you think?
You know where they go?
I can tell.
Alright, so some of these rib nuts need a little bit of convincing to go in. Some of them just pop right in. Some of them, like that one, I probably could just push in with my finger. Some of them will need a little bit of convincing. Comes with this little rib nut tool. It's a precision installation tool here. You screw the bolt all the way in. Then you have your trusty assistant hold the shaft of that while you tighten.
You said hold the shaft.
Tighten the bolt a few times. Now, I haven't really quite figured out how tight you go with these.
I know, just being on the other side, some of them are spinning.
Oh, so some of them weren't tight enough?
I'm not saying that, I just know that some of them are spinning.
'Cause some of them I think I overdid. And I could not figure out what size that is. And now you see the rib nut
I mean, that's cool.
is right just there. You just made a thread.
I mean, that's like a miracle.
And it was just dark the whole time. So this one,
You need to convince that one to go in.
I need to tell it.
And there's all kinds of things to smash your hand on as you're doing this.
Oh, that one just kind of went in.
Again.
You just have to scare it a little bit with this.
The BFH.
You sure this is where we need a rib nut? Righty tighty.
I think it would be more precise. It would be like you do it 12 times and you know it.
Did I do that one more? Because I feel like I didn't do it very many times.
I think that's really loose feeling. Now we have a. See, now that one, see how it's kind of deformed looking?
Right.
So we may have overdone that one, but.
And that's why it seemed like it came out a little tricky,
Yep.
you know?
So we're still learning that process. Bracket here, which I already pre-placed the, what do we call these things again? Cage nuts. This is gonna go just like that there, okay? And that's gonna be a mounting point. But how do we attach that on there, you say? You gotta take this bolt out. So I'm gonna take that out and then I'll put a longer one in that comes with the kit and then put that up underneath it and then put a nut on the back side of that. Super easy. And then while we're here, the other thing we're gonna do is using, what do you call these again?
Button head.
Button heads. We're gonna attach this plate that we talked about earlier. 5 plots.
Are there cage nuts on there?
No, there's regular old, what do you call that? Nylock nut.
Locking nut.
Locking nut. Fender time. Oh, we forgot something.
Oh, we gotta put the weather stripping on.
Oh, it's the worst part. Whoever thought that this weather stripping double-sided adhesive tape, which is obviously somebody's great idea, it's terrible. It does not stick to the fender. So we decided instead to hot melt glue it with a Master Force hot melt glue gun.
Where do you get that?
This is available at Menards.com, and what we've set it at is 338 degrees.
What happens if you go to 339?
339 is probably fine, but if you go any hotter, it might melt the fender. So we're gonna glue this on. Actually, Dan's really good at gluing this on. This thing's got so much power, it's got a grounding plug. So the only thing we gotta do, you gotta figure out which one's which, because you can see they're different. So what Dan's gonna do is take that fender off. And he's gonna hold on to it for a hot sec. And we're gonna look real quick. We know right away this is the one because.
Because why?
I don't know. I'm still thinking. This is the one. This is the one because those holes line up right in the, and then as you go around, these little cutouts, see how they line up? Boom, boom, boom. Now you know that's the one. That looks easy. That's a pain in the butt when you have 4 of them.
Middle out, right?
Really?
Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. All right, what we found is gluing on the fender is much better.
That's why I had to cut some out.
No, but if you glue on the weather stripping, you get a lot oozing out. Dan's got a technique that he kind of pushes down, as you can see. So what you don't want to try to avoid is any glue coming off this other side because it's unsightly.
Now, I don't want to point out that we never tried using alcohol to just clean off the back of this fender.
No,
Use the
that could work
double-sided tape.
perfect, but the instructions didn't say anything about doing that.
It also didn't say.
It also didn't say anything about hot glue.
It's a Jeep thing.
Charlie just likes crafting, so when he's not scrapbooking.
Making memories. Your dwell time is not really conducive to what you're doing right now.
Well, you know, as the expert in the important thing is good communication between your glue man and your
Absolutely.
weather stripping man, and the glue man seems to be a little over exuberant.
He was really excited about how much glue he put down. Here, we'll go right to there. Having this be a 2-man job really helps a lot too. I did this by myself on the front last time, and that really did not work out very well. All right, now we're gonna put the fender on there. Now we got the weather stripping on here. It goes on really pretty easy. So, a little bit of trick. Obviously getting tucked underneath here is good. And remember, some of the mounts for the inner fender and the fender are the same. So right now I just got it rusted on there. And we're gonna go through, trying to line up holes for like this mount to this mount. And then we got this here that we're gonna do the same thing for, which will actually, like you see, will share holes. That is a bit tricky. The thing we're gonna try to do is, should we put the one that we know is right first? I suppose we could put that one in to get it held in the spot, huh? And maybe it'd help if I had this one in down here to help like get it like kind of in the right general spot. Because the problem is the weather stripping provides, you know, some spacing, but it also means you gotta compress it. Kind of gets in the way. Just not even tight. Just enough to get it.
And why don't we tighten it all the way right away?
Because they've got a lot of alignment issues that we gotta get taken care of. But
Issues or?
yeah, if these are issues. This is nothing but it is custom.
a hybrid setup.
We got a little bite there. So then we got other mounting point here. I did that one last. I'll do that one last, I think, but I don't know, maybe, because that one really sometimes doesn't line up very good. But the tricky one is getting this one which matches up that bracket, and then getting this one and this one. Like that
I don't have a ring up there.
No, because that mounts against that. Mounts. Remember, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
This is where the custom compound install happens. We're going like that.
Oh, that one. Look at how nice that lines up on this side.
But I don't know if you can see this, Kyle. So the problem here, literally see this gap right here?
Yeah.
So we got to pull that fender in, which sounds pretty easy, but you got a lot of moving parts. And then we gotta get it lined up as well. So I think we should try to tackle this one.
So, kind of assembling outside in, we got the fender on, we got this rear bracket, upper bracket, and then a couple spots where we're using longer threaded bolts.
Yeah. So we use M6 1x30s, and the 20s is what's stock. The extra 10 millimeter will get you to bite. Otherwise, it's got that weather stripping on there. You just can't compress it and push it and get it all lined up. It seems to hold fine. I think we're all in. I think we can tighten them down. Oh yeah. So the only one, oh, the last one, we got this one here. But that one goes up and through. We'll pull all these in and see what it looks like.
Here's where we get a little bit of an interference with the button head holding the bracket on, and there's no cutout on the DV8 fender. You got cage nuts to get this guy on? That's how we got that on?
No.
Cage nuts? No, they're just nuts.
Just nuts.
Just regular old nuts.
So, and I got button head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them ready to go in. So this is a little tricky. You got to recognize that this is the top hat of that spring. So the trick, I think, as well, is
Have you done this before?
I did the other side earlier.
Oh.
So you flex it in. It actually goes in pretty nicely.
This side's going in real well.
We won't talk about
Too soon.
the build quality on the other side. So yeah, I mean, what we're doing is we're just gonna try
lined up. Now we just need some nuts going.
Yep. Everybody wants some. Oh, you know what though? What we weren't supposed to do?
I didn't tighten this one yet.
Yeah, well, we weren't supposed to tighten these, but I don't know how you not tighten those. You weren't supposed to tighten anything until it's all fitted in. That being said, it's kind of working. You got another one? Okay, you got 2 more right here, Kyle.